If you have been dreaming about acting in a TV show, then this might be the piece for you. So, how do you succeed in casting for a TV show and be an actor? But before I tell you that, who the hell am I to give you tips on this?
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
I had my first true moment of life is being like a box of chocolates in my 20s. I was 20 years old. Trying to get my first degree. I was working in my school hallway and saw this billboard that invited students to a seminar where you could learn how to work and travel in Hawaii in your next summer. I was attracted, interested, I liked the idea, and I went on to the seminar. And in this seminar they showed us the videos of previous students going into Hawaii and having the best summers of their lives. You know, like climbing on mountaintops, hiking in tropical jungles, surfing in sunsets, swimming with dolphins, jumping from waterfall. I saw those crazy and awesome things that they were doing, and I just found that I have a burning desire to go into Hawaii this summer. And I was very, very lucky. At the same time, they decided to make a television show about a group of students going into Hawaii and to see what Hawaii has to offer to us, what we can do there, and do all of those goofy, funny, silly things like this. Or like that. I got my GMC truck outside there, and I want to fix it. I want to improve it. I want to make it look right. This is my lovely truck. These are old dreams, you know. You can see a lot of problems in there, like the roof. It's fallen down because the little one, the colors faded up. It's just when I saw that the big shiny one, it will look so cool in it.
It will definitely.
This wiper are broken, and every time when it's raining, I have to like that. So yeah, this kind of surprise.
Okay, here, let me take a second. I'll calculate all this for you.
Okay.
Let you know. We got paint, wheels, tires, grill, logo, fixed den on the roof from the Dancing Girls, windshield wipers, and interior.
Yeah.
All right, so I worked something out for you. Very, very, very. Together, 13,500.
How much?
13,500.
A little bit too much for me.
It's a little bit too much. As far as price, I'll help you out. I'll do what I can.
I was thinking more like $60. Really silly things.
6,000? You think this is funny now? 13,500. 13,500. 13,500.
$60.
Six.
You are doing that part so good.
We have people do this shit all the time. Not that bad, but.
First, I had no idea why they chose me to be an actor on their new TV show. Well, for the producers, it was actually the very first movie project that they were doing by themselves. And obviously, it was also very, very expensive to make. But once I got the news of being accepted into a TV show, I was genuinely very, very happy and thought that this is going to be my best summer with the people I have never even seen or known before, but we are going to be the best buddies and the best travel friends for that time. But I also had the secret desire, or you could say a secret dream of trying to do the absolute best what I can. That means being in as many video shootings as possible, participating in lots of things and doing the things that I have never done before. Even the things that were kind of stupid, but they were just funny as hell and they gave us a lot of good memories. And besides of doing goofy things, I also took a considerable amount of risk of setting my life in danger in multiple times by jumping off from dangerous waterfalls or from cliffs and without knowing what's in the bottom. But since every local Hawaiian was doing cliff jumping and waterfall jumping, I just thought, why the hell not? Those moments were quite scary, but I had this mentality or way of thinking like 50 years from now, when I'm looking back at my life, don't I want to be able to say that I had the guts to do the things what I could? And that was it. It gave me all of the courage to do the things that I have never done before and very, very far away from home. I think every group member did their absolute best. And we actually managed to do quite many things, like having fun, experiencing different places or sightseeing and doing many, many different activities and just trying to have as much as fun as possible. So how did this bold guy have the right character, the right skills, or the right persona to be chosen into a freaking TV show and have the best summer of his life? I was very, very lucky and in the right place at the right time. And now looking back, I can give you the best tips to succeed in your first casting event and to fulfill your dreams of being an actor. Doing a TV show with many persons are much more difficult than doing a simple YouTube video. There are much more people involved, so many other things to do, and the rewards are having this amazing experience and maybe even having new opportunities afterwards. And after giving a decent performance, you may have new and different opportunities. And I know that I also had many great opportunities by myself that I consider I could never have had if I haven't done the TV show because of the fame factor, right? Because of that little fame that you get with a TV show after it goes live on a TV program. For me, it was just a whole new situation. I didn't know how to tackle this 10 out of 10 girl, and I just kind of let her go and never to see her again. And there was the world's biggest pussy. I didn't make the move to get her because I was so scared and so out of thought, which you may already know why, but we could have been together easily because my mind was clouded. I had no any confidence or belief in myself that I could actually be with her. I let her go and most likely have lost her forever, which is still my biggest regrets in life. But anyways, I asked my producer why did he choose me, and I got this little list of tips and the reasons from him of why he chose me into this TV show. So if you want to go into your first casting, there are some things that you could look over, implement them, and give your best and most authentic performance in the casting event, which could be just answering the questions and doing an interview with them. First thing I remember, you had to be 100% authentic. I was the simple guy of having a big heart and being goofy and funny and a little bit of unique character. I didn't pretend that I'm someone else. I didn't pretend that I'm some kind of cool city guy. I was just a guy who lived on a farm and tried to do his studies, and he liked to work out. And he has a big heart, and maybe he is a bit silly sometimes. Do not pretend to be someone else because they expect the skills and the character that is followed by the person you pretended to be or the skills you pretended to have. They expect this from you to act it out and to film it. And you're in a very bad situation when you're not truly yourself and you are pretending to be you and you are being filmed at the same time. It is just a massive incongruence and just faking to be better, to be cooler in someone else's eyes. I explained my deeper whys. Why do I do the things, and what led me to this moment of getting into this casting interview, and explaining freely and honestly what do I want from this TV show and what are my expectations for it. I explained then that I just saw this TV show as an opportunity to make this work and travel opportunity in Hawaii even more better and more cooler than I thought it could be by going into this TV show also. You know, TV show is always something that I kind of dreamed of doing or just acting in it. So I got the opportunity and I just gave it a shot. I explained them what can I bring to the TV show and how can I best perform on my character. I explained that I'm a very practical person. I'm very laid back. I like to do things with some planning first. I'm maybe rather cautious and maybe sometimes overreacting to things or just dreaming too much. I talked about the things that I liked, the things that I'm passionate for, and the things that actually brings a smile to my face. And when I talked about the things, I remember I smiled. I told them how much I love working out and how much I love studying and reading books and being healthy. And that was it. That was all that I had. I was very sincere and honest of who I am and what my skills are or what my, stronger sides might be. And also including the skills that I'm lacking for. Tell them everything. Well, obviously you want to look at being at your best and just smile to them and try to make the best connection that you possibly can in your short interview. You better demonstrate your willingness to do hard work and to take on this project with 100% full effort. They need to know that you are a hardworking person and fully willing to dedicate yourself into this TV project. You should try to get very familiar with this TV project that you're going for, and also when you're given the opportunity, ask reasonable and open questions so you can better know about whatever details that the project has, and they can also see that you are interested in them by asking them questions and showing some initiative by asking them questions and showing the initiative and to get some sort of information out of them, out of the project. Not that you're just standing there and hoping that everything will be served to you on a silver plate, like every detail or need to know information that might be out there. You gotta show some initiative too. When you don't know how to answer something about yourself, don't get quiet and look away. Just speak from your heart. Something like what you could do, or what you think that you will do in that kind of situation. When you haven't been there before and you are asked the question about that and you don't know how to answer. Just do not waste the producer's time with your quietness on the casting event. Your goal in this casting event is to give out most authentic you as possible. Since they go through a lot of choosing process, you want to be that person that when they look at your video, they're thinking like, well, this guy's like this. And I think we can use him on this kind of situation. He can do this thing, he can do that thing, and he could also maybe do this thing because he is like this and he gives up that kind of vibe that is maybe capable of doing those other things also, whatever. You want to be the guy that when they look back at you, that they know everything about you and they know what you are capable of. And they already see you in some of those scenes that they are visualizing in their show, right? You want them to think that this guy, as you, will fit into this role perfectly. If your character and your personality works with the role that they are looking to get filled by an actor, you might get chosen, you might get not. And not being chosen is completely normal. Your character and what they were looking for were just incompatible. But that doesn't mean that you are an unsuitable person or that you are a bad person or that you're lacking of something. Your skills, your character, your personality just doesn't match with the character that they are looking to get an actor for. You just gotta go do different castings and try again. And not get discouraged by not getting the part. I think that you had to be very, very lucky to get chosen in your first ever casting event where you're going and demonstrate the right character, the right personality, the right skills that they're looking for the role, and to be chosen amongst the hundreds of other candidates. I think it's very hard, but it is not impossible. I think I just hit the jackpot. So remember that they're looking for an open person who can act in front of the camera. So it does you a service if you could just practice in front of your own phone camera. Just practice out by giving some interviews of yourself, like demonstrating your skills, who you are, what you do, what are your passions, and giving a decent, fluent interview to the camera and try to improve your presentation skills on camera. Practice speaking without stuttering until you're smooth as you're talking with just someone else and the camera is not even there. Your authentic and honest self is the most unique part of you. This is what makes you actually unique. You know, the casting events are not usually fake it until you make it. Because if you fake a skill that you do not have, and now they think you have this skill, even if you faked it perfectly, in a different situation and environment, you may not be able to pull this off, and you're actually performing very, very poorly. You're incongruent. You may start doing overacting or underacting and just giving out a fake performance. Pretending to be someone else like an actor in a movie, but this is not a movie. This is a reality TV show where you're supposed to be yourself entirely. What sort of personality traits might give you the best opportunities to succeed in casting events and to be an actor in a TV show? Since I got into this in my first very time, and I am a person of I like to take a lot of initiatives. I like to take charge of things. I like being the first guy who ever does anything in front of everybody else. I have this weird desire of trying to perform in front of others, and that means I have to do everything first, and then others will follow, and I get to feel good about that by being the first guy who is doing this, who has done it, and is successful with it. I'm sure you are unique in some way. Better have something that is also funny about you. Maybe the way you talk, maybe the way you behave. People like to listen. You don't have to be like a comedian. People should like to listen to you. People should give you their attention when you got a thing or a piece to say. Even the way that you're talking, even the words that you're speaking, or the ideas or thoughts that you're speaking about, they might be funny as well. And that will do the work. That will actually do the work of getting people engaged and giving their attention to you in the casting event. So the producer told me that he chose me because I had an interesting way of talking. I talked about the things that I did, that I like to do, and I talked about them in a way that was interesting for him to listen. I talked with passion, I talked with a smile on my face. And it was just being fully authentic me. I didn't pretend to be someone else. I didn't pretend to like the things to look more better or to look more cool. I was just a guy who I am. I like to work out and I like to study. He told me that I was a funny person. I had this outlook of looking like a person who is probably like a thug or beating up other people for fun. But when he found out that I'm actually I'm studying and I'm studying chemistry while being this gym guy, he thought that this was just interesting, funny, and a weird combination of a person, and that made me look cool in his eyes. So my persona and outlook were quite unmatching. And that was the thing that made me different. So the very weird and interesting character. It was actually interesting to hear those words because I don't consider myself being a funny guy. But that just shows you that how much you do not know about yourself. When you try to act like someone else, someone that you're not, and trying to act and trying to look better in their eyes, you are incongruent and they might miss out your unique hidden parts of yourself that you had no idea about. And those things only come out from your authentic and honest self. And if you are compatible with what they're looking for, you have a very high chance of getting elected into a TV show. So remember those tips and give out your best and most authentic performance in your next casting event. Stay sharp and stay aware.